Migration health is an area of work that looks at ensuring that we can deliver both preventative and curative health programming to all aspects of the society, so including migrants and people on the move.
It was really a challenging time for the migrant communities. For them to see, not to go out to look for bread for their families, and also not knowing what will happen to them, if they infected with the virus, how that, will turn to them, their families.
One of the first things that we did was to collaborate first with the Dominica Red Cross Society and then directly with the Ministry of Health and the COVID unit to provide non-food items and essential items to the COVID unit, to the quarantine unit at Portsmouth. This was because we recognized that both patients and staff were being displaced from their homes.
It was kind of difficult for us to get stuff, get things we really needed because all around the country was closed down. And the IOM reached out to us at the St. James COVID unit and required from us what we really needed to help us carry on our duties properly. We were given PPEs in the items of gloves, surgical mask, and head caps to put on our head. And for the cleaning items, we got a lot of solution bleach, soap powders, we got 70% alcohol. We also got knapsacks. So we could put the bleach in the knapsack and we could spray all on the walls when we're doing our up cleaning. So the knapsack was a very, very, very good contribution because it really assisted the cleaners in doing the up cleaning.
From August of 2020 until November 30th of 2021, we supported the salaries of the multilingual hotline operators.
They, came on, and say, what can we do to help? We have our mandate. We are concerned about the general population, but we are concerned also about all our migrants, persons who speak a different language, come from a different culture. What can we do to help? And it was around that same time we were setting up our COVID-19 health hotline.
I think that the hotline service is an excellent service. To be honest, it boils down to passing on correct information, educating not only the Dominica population, but those trying to enter the country.
So we deal with the persons who have symptoms and they cannot go to the health districts. Persons call and they might be emotional, persons are distressed. So maybe in there to guide them and to give them the necessary information that they require. I believe my role has been very influential.
The second activity that we undertook was to look really at what was the effect of COVID-19 on the migrants themselves in the society. So we did a small needs assessment, and in response to that, we took a small group of the most vulnerable based on our assessment, and we gave them small packs of essential items, some food items and non-food items as well.
Asian people get help from IOM because when they went to the market, they don't have money to afford something. When they went to the supermarket and they can't buy nothing, but IOM helped them.
In addition, we did some translation of public information and education materials. So it started off with the COVID poster that was being used by the Ministry of Education that had been produced by Campbell's Business Machines. We translated that into French, Spanish, Haitian Creole, and Mandarin.
In the past, the Haitian-speaking population, they would be there and looking at the English posters, and we have to come and explain it to them, and it would really take a lot of our time. But with the use of the translated version, they were able to read it themselves, so we could actually monitor hand hygiene with these posters. So we saw the impact that they actually read it and they were doing the steps the right way.
The migrant communities now know that they have someone that think about them, outside it. They might think at first they were alone, they don't have anybody, But when they start to receive messages, when they start to receive calls, when they start to receive, people call them, hey, ask them how are they, that give me a sense of that we as a migrants, so we have people thinking about us in time of crisis.
We do recognize that the COVID-19 pandemic is not yet over, and that the only way that we can really overcome it is by working together. So we really appreciate the opportunity to have collaborated, to have served, and to have been able to make a difference and impact the lives of people. And we look forward to continuing to supporting the government in its initiatives in terms of COVID-19 response and in general. Even in our own individual spaces, we should not shy away from small actions, because small actions can often be very significant and can be very impactful. So we really want to encourage individuals to reach out to assist a migrant who might be close to you or who you might see on a regular basis, or someone else who might be vulnerable in some other way. Reach out and see what you can do to make a change.